Hi guys, so today I'm going to do a video on infills because I know some people do struggle when it comes to infills, whether you're a beginner or you're just starting out in the acrylic. So what I'm going to do today on my own nails is I'm going to show you how to infill without using an e-file, and then to infill with using an e-file, just to show you the difference. So I'm going to use 100 grit file and we're going to remove all the gel polish by hand. You have to be pretty quick and firm to get this off. And then once you've done that, you'll be able to see what lifting you have. So that's all the shine and colour gone. So I'm going to get really close just so you can see what lifting I have. So mine is about 3.5 weeks old, these nails. So there's not much lifting. I'm now going to show you how to remove all of this lifting that you have to remove. It's really, really important to remove this, because then if you reseal, if you just left this like this and then went on to infilling and doing your prep work, and what you would do, you would trap moisture in here, and then potentially you can cause a greenie for the client. So it's really important you remove all lifting, and you can see the difference between the lifting and what's still natural now. So what you want to do is you want to work just above the lifting and just keep filing, and you'll eventually start seeing it lift away. Can you see how it's coming away? I'm now going to do the other side. Bear with me because I'm doing it on my own hand. I think I'm happy with that. Once that's all removed, but sometimes when you're a beginner and you're still getting used to it, you can get quite a lot of lifting. So it can take a bit of time to remove all of that lifting. So then you're ready to do your prep work. So I would then go in with my tool and I would push cuticle back, make sure there's no excess skin. Your infills should be quicker than doing a full set. Just make sure, if you look all around the outside, there's no lifting part. I think I'm going to do a little bit more on this side, just to make sure. And then you can go in and dehydrate. And now that's all ready for you to put on your acrylic. Doing yourself, sometimes you can overfile slightly the natural nail. It depends on angle, so you just try and be a little bit careful when you are filing and doing your own infills. But when you're doing a client, your angles should be right, so there's no need to overfile. So I'm going to move on to now doing one with an e-file, just to show you how much more quicker it can be to remove the gel polish on top. When doing it this way, it saves time, arm ache, repetitive strain injury. So if you're not already trained in e-file, it is a good one to progress to. Can you see how much more quicker it is just to remove that colour? So that's done. Now we're going to look nice and closely at the lifting in this one. And again, there's not much lifting, but I'm going to go with my e-file over the lifting parts and thin that area. So then when you become to file it, it's a lot easier to get out. So this is where it would become useful if you had lots and lots of lifting, so you could really thin the product. You see I'm just going around that lifting part, making it nice and thin. So in some cases you can get lifting that could be right up here, so the e-file would come in really handy to then thinning all of that out, ready to go in with your file. Just saves time. Doing it on yourself, it can be a little bit hard to get round to one side. Then we're going to dust the dust away. And again, that one is now ready to infill. Again, you can go in with your tool, push back, just to make sure there's no skin left on the nail plate. Because if there's any skin left on the nail plate, when you then put your acrylic on, it will then cause lifting. So a nice clean cuticle. I'm going with a stiffer brush just to make sure that dust is gone. And now they're both ready for infill. So now we've prepped and dehydrated. We are now, I'm going to dehydrate the other now as well. I've got all different colour acrylics on my nail because I was testing products, so that's them two dehydrated and done. We're now going to prime the nail. A little bit of primer only on the natural nail. I'm going to get a new bit of tissue ready because it's full of dust. Get my monomer. So they're all done, ready, prepped and primed. Lifting's been taken out. So I'm going to do the first one. So you're going to pop your bead on as close to the cuticle as possible. You're going to let it relax, then you're going to gently pull it to each corner of the nail, and it should already be nice and softened around there, nice and flush. Then you pull the sides down and the other side. Can you see I'm hardly touching that bead? So I'm not flattening it, so I'm building the apex at the same time. So I hardly touched any of the centre of that bead. I'll let the bead do its self-levelling. I'm going to make sure you've got a nice hairline gap around the outside. Can you see from the side? It's nicely done. I'm then going to go on to the next one with the different colour. I'm going to do the same. You might be able to see this one better because it's a bit of a milky white colour. Can you see how it's relaxing? I'm not touching it, and it should relax right up to where you want it to. Pull each side and then gently pull down. It's nicely done. Apex is back in. So hairline gap again, nice and smoothly done. You wait for that to dry, and now it's then ready to file and reshape. So we're now just going to recap what we done in the video. The first nail, we done it as if you was straight from a beginner, so using a file to remove the shine and the gel polish. So you remove everything with just a file. And then we removed the lifting, we done our prep work, we then put our primer on, and then we went in with our acrylic. And while we was building the acrylic, we was also building the apex. On the second nail, we done it with the electric file. So we removed all the gel polish with the electric file, which made it a lot quicker. We then made it really nice and thin around where the lifting was, again, which made it nice and quicker when we went in with our 100 grit file to remove. And then we prepped, primed, and put our acrylic bead on at the same time, leaving a nice hairline gap around the outside. And also with lifting, it could be lifestyle. So it all depends on your clients, what they do as a job, what they do with their nails, how long they go. Some of my clients can only go 2 weeks, some can go 3 weeks, some can go 4 weeks, some can go even longer. It all depends on them and how they look after their nails as well. I know I'm really hard on my nails, so I can only get about 3.5 weeks out of them before I think they're starting to lift. So again, but once you get to know your clients, you know how long they can go and how long they can't shape. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it's going to help, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.